All right, guys, it's Jahlon, and I am excited. I get to make Archeage content again with Kakao picking up the contract. I get a third bite at the apple. And I also get to make content today that I don't have to basically be negative and be yelling at a distributor about all the mistakes they're making. I want to say my confidence level with Archeage under Kakao is the highest it's ever been. I want to tell you a couple of reasons why. Let's jump in here. Number one, they are taking over this week on the 2nd of December. We're going to have fresh start servers. We're going to have the servers coming online under Kakao. They made it really easy to know the details. Here are the server names. Now, I know a lot of people are like, why are server names at the top of your list? Every time Trion, every time Gamigo did fresh start, it's always really, really hard to get people the right information in the right place. What's the old server name? What's the new server name? This is all here, nice and neat for all the players that are going to come back. You're also going to see right on the screen, they have land rush dates. This has always been important. Everybody who plays Archeage understands the land rush. So they're going to give a nice long window between the servers coming online and the land rush. They talk about how they're going to specifically be addressing hackers. Are the housing zones going to be put into peace? What about Aurora? What about beanstalks? So they're doing a really good job of coming out of the gate on a really strong foot. The other thing for all the people coming back, you are going to have to do some data transfer. You're going to have to log into Glyph and get your code, log into Kakao or make a Kakao account so that you can transfer that over. I did this morning, 90-second process. A very streamlined, huge improvement from what happened with Kakao and Pearl Abyss a couple of years ago with the Black Desert Online change. So bravo to Kakao Games. They've made this simple. They're also doing their best to try to bring people back. The fact that they're giving rewards on the legacy servers, the old servers, the servers that are already established, proves to me that they care about the Archeage brand because they're not just interested in the fresh start server. How do we get people back on a clean server? They're actually interested in the long-term health of the existing servers. So they do have a little bit of a goodies pack. It's obviously not going to propel you to the top of the competitive gear score, but it's going to help you if you decide you want to give the game another chance. Now, with all that said, I am ecstatic at how much information Kakao is sharing. And I'm sure you're going to say, well, Jay, Archeage is 7 years old. It's played out. No reason to come back. Well, there is, because number one, we're getting a new skill tree, and Kakao has all the information on Spell Dance. They spell it all out. Now, I'm really excited to go back. I'm going to go back and I'm going to play Spell Dance because I love everything I saw. Link to that description is going to be down below. Then I'll do a video on Spell Dance later. The other one is the information about the guild revamp is out and published. So guild leaders and guild officers, you can read ahead to know the changes. This is a huge improvement over what happened with Trion and what happened with Gamigo. A lot of times you were piecing together information like from Korean players, Russian players, if they got the patch first. Kakao and XL Games want to get everybody on the same build globally, so there's no more of that unfair advantage. Now, with all of that said, I do have to say, I think Kakao is making a mistake. And that mistake is it's too soon. They're working hard to make sure Archeage is successful, but they haven't had enough time for this news to ripple out everywhere. It's the 28th of November, and I'm still getting people every single day PMing me, asking me, have you heard about the news? And I say, yes. When did you hear about it? I just heard about it. The thing with that is the 2nd of December is a great day to start takeover, because in order for the Archeage player base to come back to Archeage, they have to believe that Kakao is going to do right by the product. And to believe it, they have to know it. And the only way they can know it is if they see it. So I think Kakao taking over on the 2nd of December, absolutely a great thing. Get established, show off Spell Dance, show off the guild changes, show off your shift in the monetization model, do all of those things with the players who have stuck with you from the very beginning. And then, in a couple of weeks, do the fresh start. because news is going to pick up. MMORPG, massively OP. They're going to talk about Archeage. Creators going to talk about Archeage. You're going to get that hype wave going a little bit. And then I think your fresh start will be a little bit more successful. Number two, and not to say every MMORPG that comes out is a competitor, but Endwalker is coming out the day after Archeage launches. And for players like me, that puts me in a horrible, horrible decision-making process, because I understand the value and almost the necessity of being on the Fresh Start server for the first 2 weeks. But I've also spent the last 2 years at Final Fantasy because Gamigo failed me on Archeage. Unfortunately, I don't think Fresh Start for Archeage weighs enough to pull me away from Endwalker. I also want to remind Kakao, maybe they don't know this, the 2nd of December is like crunch time for college students. It's almost the end of the semester for high school students, and that represents a good portion of your player base. The top of December is also end of year for a lot of people in their jobs. People are doing holiday parties. They're doing friends and family. I just don't think launching a Fresh Start server on 2 December is the target you want. I have a feeling that the Fresh Start server isn't going to hit as hard as they want, and there's going to be problems. And again, that land rush we talked about, people who miss the land rush, who are veteran Archeage players, are going to know that they're behind the 8 ball and probably won't come back. Now, is it possible that Kakao will do another Fresh Start server in a couple of months? Maybe. But the fact that they're offering rewards to get people to come back tells me they care about the long-term health of those existing servers, and they have to know Fresh Start servers hurt those existing servers. But that's enough for me. I want to know what you guys think. Go ahead, leave a comment below. Should they do the Fresh Start server as planned this week? Should they delay the Fresh Start server? I kind of want to know what you have to say. And do you understand their new monetization model? And does that factor in for why you'd want to see it before you dive into it? All right, guys, time is against me this week because this is a time-sensitive topic. Not the greatest editing ever, but I'm going to put this in a post, and we're going to go with it. I look forward to your comments, and I look forward to seeing you on Archeage Fresh Start. You take care.